This is the Milo Beasley Show. This is the Milo Beasley Show. There's only one thing you need to know. This is the Milo Beasley Show. And now, here's your host, Milo Beasley.
And welcome to the Milo Beasley Show, dude, episode number 370. I'm so excited for this week because it is Rex Manning Day. We're getting ready for Rex Manning Day. So what better guest than to bring out a member of the Empire Records staff. Please help me welcome, you know him as Berko. Please help me welcome Coyote Shivers. How are you, man?
Great. I'm doing exceptionally great right now, Milo, because I'm here in Hawaii getting ready for the 5th annual Rex Manning Day celebration in Waikiki here at the Equus Hotel. We have a party here every year. They show the movie above the pool here, and then up there we play a bit of music, and yeah, it's a fun time. This year we're doing a Hawaiian version of the Rex Manning hit "Say No More, Mon Amor," and that should be a lot of fun. Other than that, just enjoying the weather.
That sounds amazing. So this will be the fifth. This will be the 5th year that it's in Hawaii that you're doing it.
Yes, yeah, 5th year.
What's the crowd like? What's the turnout like?
Well, I mean, it's a small place, so we have a lot of fun. It doesn't hold that many. Here, I'll take you up. This is an intimate event.
Right.
There's the pool, right there. Show the film above the pool, and there's like a little bar here, the Paniolo Bar. Some people here at the bar right now having a good time, enjoying themselves. How you all doing? Aloha.
Is this one of these like venues where everybody knows everybody?
What's that?
I said, is this one of these venues, these events where everybody knows everybody?
Well, there's a number of that. There's a lot of that. Yeah, it's a fun community out here, and people come every year. Basically, it's just a fun excuse for us to have some fun out here.
Absolutely. I don't know if you do need a fun excuse. I mean, it's Hawaii. You don't really need an excuse, right?
No, yeah, it's great. It's Hawaii. It's beautiful. I love it here. The Paniolo Bar is great, and yeah, we're just gonna have a good time, and yeah. I don't know what else to say, actually. Yeah, it's Hawaii.
So for folks watching and listening, you're playing a ukulele. What's the difference in learning how to play a ukulele than a guitar?
Well, a ukulele is actually like 2/3 of a guitar, so it's very similar. It's like a chopped off guitar with only 4 strings. But I didn't actually learn one myself until the very first, no, it was the first one or the second one. One of these Rex Manning Day gigs. Oh. And no, it was the first one, yeah. And so I had never played an ukulele in my life, but I was doing the show that night. So I went to, there's a tourist place here where they have free ukulele lessons every day at a certain time. So I went with these typical tourists and ladies and things like that. And anyways, it kind of was obvious that I kind of half knew what I was doing. And halfway through, he asked me, like, do you play guitar? And I said, yeah. And then I said, honestly, the reason I'm here is because I have a gig in a hotel bar tonight, and I've never played ukulele. So can you teach me these 3 chords? And taught me the chords I need to know. And then now I get into it. I love it. It's fun. It's like, I feel like Elvis, the Hawaiian Elvis kind of vibe that he had, or something like
absolutely. That. That's a great Elvis. Now, again, the movie didn't do that great at the box office. So were you thinking when it was over that, okay, well, we'll never talk about this movie again, but here we are in 2023 talking about Rex Manning Day, talking about Empire Records?
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I was denying it, right? Not even talking about it. I pretty much denied it. I didn't want anything to do with it. And that wasn't just me. There was kind of a feeling. It kind of fell apart, the movie, and then it was only, as you say, it was after the fact that it became like a cult hit, but A lot of us sort of left that sort of thinking like it had been a giant fuck up or something like that. And so then years later when it got popular, I just thought it was dumb. But I see why it's popular now, and I get it. It's fun now.
I think the music of that time, the 90s, that style of music, it's very nostalgic. And I think that's what kept its longevity.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know if I thought about it that much. Sorry about the odd camera, by the way. I just
no problem.
The audience there. This idea to just do the interview by sticking my phone on the end of an ukulele just happened. So sorry about the awkwardness. Sometimes we'll get a great shot, I'm sure, like this, or like I can talk on that. Sometimes I can't hear them, so I'm holding it like this so I can hear. Yeah.
Right.
Apologies to the audience there for that.
Now, I mentioned the soundtrack. Do you, which is possibly my favorite soundtrack of all time, do you have a favorite soundtrack for a movie that you love?
Yeah. Rock and Roll High School. It would be the Ramones, Rock and Roll High School.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I know that's kind of different because it's just the Ramones, but that if you know me, that's pretty much explains, that is what I.
So were the Ramones your biggest influence?
Here we are at the front desk at the Equus Hotel. We're doing a live podcast about this weekend. Say aloha to the people out there. Yeah. Yo, I'm all right. So, I'm just gonna walk down here.
So, were the Ramones your biggest influence in music?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I never thought about it that way. I guess so. They're just the best thing to go back to. Always.
Right.
What could possibly be better?
How many living, or I guess dead at this point, how many members of the Ramones have you met and have you been able to jam with?
Jam with none really. I knew Joey and Dee Dee. I'm good friends with Dee Dee's wife, widow, Barbara. I knew Dee Dee a bit and Joey a bit. No, I wouldn't say I was close, but I knew them. I never knew Johnny, never knew Tommy, never knew Marky. They're great. I can tell you, I had met Joey a couple of, around times. The first time I met him was 14. I met all the Ramones. That was my first concert. And then I had met the Ramones a couple times before, but then when I lived in New York City, every week I was at this girl's place who was my dealer, and I would hang out because it was very typical. You go to your dealer's house, and anyways. So one time I was there, and there were some people hanging around like there often were, and Joey Ramone just walks in the front door, walks through the living room, and goes into the kitchen, and nobody blinks an eye. And I was sort of sitting there, wondering, anyway, and it turns out that was Joey's apartment. It was his roommate, but I didn't know that for months because they were on tour. And being a big Ramones fan, I was dumbstruck that nobody else in the room even mentioned that he was there or anything like that.
Right.
So anyway, that's
now
over this corner now again. Oh, who's this? Is that Pleasant? I heard her. Okay, here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, I'm on. We're on. We're doing this. Here. This is, by the way, this is Pleasant Gehman, legendary Pleasant Gehman.
Hi. Aloha.
Aloha. Can you hear?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is if you heard, do you know Lockdown Love? you know anything about what we're? So last year we did a video here at this very location called Lockdown Love, and Pleasant wrote the song. Actually, we wrote this song 2 years ago here in this bar, and then we did record a fun video of it last Rex Manning Day, and then we played again this one. You want to do it? Yeah, look, because it was a lockdown love, so baby, don't you be heartbroken. It's just the bars, well, they're back open. We watched Tiger King together, but we both know nothing lasts forever. It was lockdown love, and maybe it was unspoken. It was a lockdown love, so baby, don't you be heartbroken. It's just the bars, well, they're back open. Yeah, the bars, back open. Lockdown love, lockdown love, lockdown love. It was a lockdown love, and maybe it was unspoken. It was a lockdown love, so baby, don't you be heartbroken. It's just the bars, well, they're back open. Yeah, the bars, they're back open. We watched Tiger King together, but we both know nothing lasts forever. It was a lockdown love, and maybe it was unspoken. It was a lockdown love, so baby, don't you be heartbroken. It's just the bars, well, they're back open. Yeah, the bars, back open. It was a lockdown love, maybe it was unspoken. It was a lockdown love, so baby, don't you be heartbroken. It's just the bars, well, they're back open. Yeah, the bars, back open. I said the bars, back open. Yeah, yeah, the bars, back open.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Thanks.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
We have some victims here at the bar that they
don't tell anyone, they're already drinking. They loved it.
It's the PM hours. They're allowed.
What's that?
I said it's the PM hours. You know, no judgment.
Oh, well, it's not here. What time is it here?
It's like 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah, PM hours.
Yeah,
okay, I see what
PM.
he's saying. It's past noon. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, at least it's not 8 a.m. or anything.
No, it's not. It's It's
So,
Hawaii. It doesn't matter.
Speaking of songs that you've written in Rex Manning Day Empire Records, we have to talk about Sugarhigh. One of my favorite songs off one of my favorite soundtracks of all time.
Thank you.
Are people surprised when they hear the soundtrack lyrics as opposed to the movie lyrics? Because they are a little bit different. They are a little bit more racy, I suppose.
I don't know if people are surprised. I mean, yeah, they're definitely different. There was originally 3 different versions of the song. And there's one that I thought that was cooler, and there's one that they chose to use because for under 17-year-old reasons for the movie ratings or whatever. So, yeah. I mean, I'm supposed there's someone out there that got surprised about it or shocked or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. I never heard much of a reaction about that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I could tell you.
I mean, every once in a while someone points it out, but like no one really like. I never got anyone who was just shocked or like appalled or somehow,
the religious right never got involved with Sugarhigh.
Yeah, I can tell you the first time I heard it on the album, you know, I was singing and I was like, wait a minute, these aren't the words. Wait a minute, what's going on? It did throw me for a loop, but I think I dig your version on the soundtrack more than I dig the version in the movie.
Well, I do. Well, the big problem that they had a problem with calling well, they had a problem with it being about oral sex, and they had a problem with calling a female slut, which was actually this is a secret. The reason I wrote that entire song came from that first line, and it was because I wanted to say slut on the radio. This is true, and I figured that they wouldn't play a song where you call a girl a slut.
Right.
So I figured if there was a song where the character was protecting a girl's honor and someone else was calling her a slut, but he was standing up for her, that song could get played. But really, I just wanted to say slut on the radio. That's in the first line of the song. So, yeah, that's where the song came from.
That's brilliant. Now, you being a musician, how did you even get involved in the movie in the first place? Not being an actor, so to speak, you know, but I get you're still in the entertainment industry. But
they wanted somebody who was not an actor. Actually, they wanted a real person, and they had lined up or had some perhaps possible thing with Billy Joe. From Green Day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say just Billy Joel.
No, not
period.
Billy Joel. But anyways, they couldn't get him for whatever reason. So they were looking around New York City, and Gail Levin was the casting director. And I went in there and played a song, and they thought I was perfect or whatever. That was, yeah. So they deliberately wanted somebody who was a real person, who had their like a real band or a real thing. Probably, I think, to contrast like the fact that Rex Manning was a fake character, and I don't know, like the character's cheesy and Hollywood or whatever.
Like someone that would hang around at a guitar store or a music store, like a young.
Yeah, exactly, like a real person.
Punk rock and roll person.
A lot of the stuff on that they had, like the director sort of just wanted people to be like themselves as much as possible. He deliberately put everyone living on these condominiums on the beach in North Carolina, so that the people for 3 months would live together, kind of, and then be like a family the way that people are when they're working in a store or something like that, the way kids are, like whatever. Did a really good job of that, and allowing the people to sort of be them, make their characters, a lot from reality, taking a lot from reality or something like that.
I think that comes across well because it did seem not like a traditional movie where everyone's just playing a part. Everyone did seem friendly, like they knew and loved each other and had been working with each other at a record store. So that definitely did come across on camera, I believe.
Right. So
now there is.
So that we're actually doing. We do here. Let me do my plug again. Anyway, so here at the 5th annual Rex Manning Day celebration here in Waikiki at the Equus Hotel Bar here at the Equus Hotel. Not only were you doing the Hawaiian version of Say No More, Mon Amor, but yes, I do it's a tradition after they play the movie over the pool, then I do a version of Sugarhigh, which I wasn't planning on doing, but it sort of goes. What are the chords again? Right. That's it. They all said she's just another groupie slut. And I said I thought it was anything but. Think again, sometimes reputations outlive their applications. Sometimes fires don't go out. I'm playing this actually faster than I do. Whoops. I feel so phony deep inside. That's it. When you kiss me goodbye. Sugar. Something like that, but I do it slower. We do it like it's a little bit more islandy feeling,
That
a little bit more laid back.
Have you thought about doing a Hawaiian ukulele album? Because these are fantastic rendition.
Oh well, it's funny you should ask.
I didn't even hear.
He's asking if I thought of doing a whole album of a Hawaiian rendition.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I know. Let me take this opportunity to introduce the new band. It's a punk ukulele combo called Ukulele.
Ukulele.
Yeah, ukulele, punk ukulele, and we kind of like a mariachi band. We show up and it's non-consensual.
We just start playing.
Yeah. It's not consensual, Rob. Because you don't get a choice whether we're playing or not. It's like a mariachi band. But that's it's a little like for example, cover.
Yeah.
Ghost is dead.
I don't have my ukulele with me, so I already do it. I do it.
White on white, translucent black capes. Back on the back. Bela Lugosi's dead. The bats have left the bell tower. The victims have been bled. Red velvet lines. The black box. Bela Lugosi's dead. Bela Lugosi's dead. Bela Lugosi's dead. Undead, undead, undead. Undead. Anyways, I'm not going to do the whole, but yeah.
I look like the Bride of Frankenstein right now, so it's absolutely appropriate.
That's great. I will definitely be keeping an eye out for it because for this project because I'm definitely into it. I'm definitely into the sound. The Hawaiian lifestyle is a very cool thing, and to me, we've only been there once, but hoping to get there again.
Yeah. And then, like I said, we're doing a. Just sorry to repeat it, but I might as well plug it. We're doing a Hawaiian version of "Say No More," the Rex Manning hit "Say No More." Mon Amor. We're going to be doing it here this Saturday, April 8th, at the Paniolo Bar, Equus Hotel, where we have this celebration every year. But this year, it's special because we're doing the Hawaiian version of "Say No More." You know what? I'll give him a little taste. You know what? Yeah, I'll give him a little taste. We're gonna have the whole band doing this. You say what's the first line? It's the first line.
I don't know.
We haven't quite run through it yet.
I was just focusing on getting my fingers on the correct strings.
Yeah.
You say you want some ooh la la.
Yeah,
or
you
something.
say, you call me on the phone with that je ne sais quoi. You say you want a little of my ooh la la. I know you get lonely and you can't be bad. Well, say no more, baby, I'll be running in the red. I said, say no more, Mon Amor. I'll bring my loving right to your front door. I said, here I come, baby, shut that door. Boots off for kissing, baby, so say no more. Say no more.
Oh, Rexy, you're so sexy.
Mon Amor. Anyways, that's a little taste of what will be going down here. And then we're going to shoot a video for that here, like sort of party style one, like similar to Lockdown Love. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how things turn out. the plan is...
Oh, gosh, man. You're making me want to catch a flight right now and head out there as soon as possible. Maybe I can get out there next year for the 6th.
Well, here's the thing, yeah.
We've got a lot of wild
next year is this
coming.
Oh yeah, we've got a bunch. The Cherry Blossom Cabaret is coming down. This is a burlesque troupe here in Honolulu. They're coming down to be part of it. We like those girls. So they're coming down, and DJ Nocturna and another DJ as well. And yeah, I'm just gonna make it next. Yeah, so that's what we were saying. Yeah. Sorry, I have ADD.
Yeah.
You can always come down for the 6th annual Rex Manning Day.
That's the plan. That's the plan right now.
April 8th, 2024, in the same place.
Well, that's the good thing about Rex Manning Day. It's always going to be the same day, right?
Yeah, exactly. April 8th. Although it's interesting this year, it's going to be Easter.
Right, Easter weekend.
Yeah, he is risen.
Right.
Rex Manning is risen. Rex.
So I have to ask. So I'm an avid pick collector. I collect picks from concerts. I try to collect picks from concerts that I go to. Do you have a collection of anything like that that you've traded with other bands or other musicians over time? Do you have like picks that you've collected and traded with, or sets or drumsticks or anything like that?
I'm trying to, no, not really. Although I do. I don't know if this would be considered a collection, but these days I only play picks that from Dee Dee Ramone's grave. A lot of people leave. Well, a lot of things get left there. All sorts of weird stuff gets left there. But they clean most of it off. But picks, guitar picks, they're often left there, and they fall into the dirt, and they just get covered up eventually. But every once in a while, I'll go and like clean up or whatever, and there'll be some, underneath like an inch or like whatever. There's I'll find a pick or two, and I will use those picks to play with because I figured they've been lying with Dee Dee Ramone for however long, a year, whatever. And so if there's any truth to any sort of like karma or energy or any sort of weird thing that could become like those picks have it more, So I do that, but that's just a weird thing I do. That's not really like a collection. That's because I do Ramones ducks. Do you know about that?
Yeah, so that was literally going to be my next question. I wanted to ask about how the Ramones ducks got even started, like what the thought process behind that, and now it's a huge deal.
Yeah, it turned into a huge deal. Yeah, I mean, we've explained it before. It was with Pleasant. During the pandemic, we visited the cemetery a lot because things were all shut down, and it was a nice, beautiful place. And we'd often visit Dee Dee because it was Dee Dee Ramone and a friend, and whatever. And we parked there just because it's Dee Dee. And then we taught these 5 black ducks to meet us there every day, and we would feed them. And then we made a little call for them. And we remixed Blitzkrieg Bop. I sampled their quacks and made a version of Blitzkrieg Bop, except instead of the hey ho chant, it's their quacks that are doing the hey ho chant. And it's just this cute little thing. And we taught them the 5 black ducks that we called the Ramones ducks because they look like Ramones, like black, and they kept it a pack, like a gang. And they would come up every day to Dee Dee Ramone's grave when we played this song. And then it quickly, like really, really fast, turned from these 5 ducks to hundreds, like 50, 100 geese, swans, squirrels, like all sorts of things, peacocks. And then that kind of got to be a popular thing that people would come and watch. And then the next thing you know, NBC Nightly News did a story on it. Rolling Stone did a story on it, and Spectrum News did a story. Like it just became like this thing that, so we like that a lot. And then we also, obviously, and then we do another one now, Duck March Park, and where we've got all the ducks there trained to march to the Ramones. And then we train the doves in Honolulu to march to the Ramones too. That's sort of a little side project here, is doing a little dove march. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's great. Like to teach these birds how to, and ducks, these wild animals that march or to come over when for feeding, just to music is it's unbelievable.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's fun. It's great because they're smart, They're smart animals, and they love to march. They're flock animals, and they love to get in a row and just march. Especially the ducks, they just love it. And if you give them a reason and stuff, and treat them nice, never violate their trust.
Right.
And they can really get into the music now. First, they get into the music at first just because they know that that means it's party time. So it's just kind of like training like that. But you can notice they also get into when Johnny's guitar comes in, they get into more of a frenzy when they're like it affects them the way it does like teenagers. You can see it, the energy level in the ducks marching when Johnny's guitar comes in at the end. Anyways, you can go to at Ramones Ducks on Instagram to see their main account, or just Google Ramones Ducks. You'll see all sorts of crazy stuff of these little guys that I love.
So one thing I want to do now is called the Milo Beasley Show Frequently Asked Questions. I'm going to ask you the same 5 questions that I ask to all my guests. The first one, though, I think I already know your answer. I think you said it earlier. What was your first concert? I believe you said that was the Ramones, correct?
Yes, the Ramones. What's that?
Where was the concert at?
That was it was actually in Burlington, Ontario, which is just south of Toronto, Ontario. I went to Star Records in Hamilton, Ontario earlier in the day, and saw they had a signing there. So that's where I met the Ramones. I was the youngest person there, I think. I was 14. And me and my friend Glenn Marshall. And so we went there, met the Ramones, got their autographs and all the stuff they do at the books at the signing, and then went to the show. I remember that my parents didn't know like what they were, just knew they all had the same last name, and sort of like assumed they were like like the Jacksons or something.
Yeah, like the
and then after the show, there was something in the paper about there being trouble with police there or something like that, and they're like, they kind of figured out like that wasn't exactly what they thought it was. It was fun times. I can't remember how we got there. Somehow I remember the back seat of the car didn't have a floor. Whoever drove us there, the back seat of the car didn't have a floor. You had to hold your legs up, and then it broke down like a quarter mile from the gig. But yeah, the Forgotten Rebels opened up. They were great. And Dee Dee baptized me into a life of rock and roll. I was right under Dee Dee. He was sweating. This is a story I've heard from many people, actually. The first time I saw the Ramones, it's sort of because Dee Dee really sweat a lot. But it was kind of like a baptism in a way. And they were awesome. I can't everyone thinks it's the Ramones. They're the greatest rock and roll band of all time. So.
That's a great answer and a great first concert. What a great first concert. Where do you go from there? Question number 2. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this one because there's something you said earlier. But question number 2 is, do you believe in ghosts?
Do I believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Well, yeah, is the short answer.
Oh, I just tripped in a tree. I hope I didn't screw up my. Oh, I can still see it. Okay. Yes, I do. I mean, that's. Yeah. Yes is the answer. The short answer is yes. It's more spiritual. I could ramble on to more of it being more like.
I feel like with you, it's more like a spiritual thing than it is like that energy, more than like you were saying about with the picks possibly gathering that energy as opposed to just being like an entity. Would that be a better assessment?
Yeah, that's sort of like that. I mean, if you really want to get, I can sort of say like, the same way that the physical world, in other words, like a tree dies, but it's still there for a bit, and it sort of slowly decays into the physical world, like that. Whatever energy is there, whatever is similar, that it sort of becomes one with all the energy, all the other energy, But for a while, it sort of lingers in its form as it sort of, deteriorates and goes back to ashes, dust to dust, but on the spiritual level. So as it sort of breaks apart, or, becomes one with the universe again, just the same that a tree decays and becomes one with the earth again, like that. But for a while, it's still there. You know, for a while, the physical remains until it dissipates. Something like that.
I like that answer.
I believe in something like that. But,
I love that.
but
answer.
I don't know what.
All right. Question number 3. This is a twist on a common question, but in a movie about your life, who would play your parents?
Oh God. Tom Cruise played my dad.
All right.
Tom Cruise, my dad was very handsome, and he was very, like straight and narrow, like proper, a certain way, a certain way that Tom. No, I don't mean the crazy side of Tom Cruise, but more like the Top Gun version of Tom Cruise or something. And my mother. I don't know. My mom's still with us, so I'm going to say there's no one who could play my mom good enough. Yeah.
That's a great answer, man. You're really good.
I have to think about that.
Yeah, you're good at
Tom
these
Cruise,
answers. Like, I like it.
And that style that I just mentioned, that sort of like some sort of handsome Top Gun kind of guy, it did not necessarily jive with me all the time.
I can definitely imagine that. I can imagine that very easily. I can kind of get that. Question number 4. Who was your first celebrity crush? Like just like plain sexual, or like someone like you had a crush on? Yeah, just someone you had a crush on. Just like, when you were younger, you saw on TV or, in the movies, and you're like, oh, that's the standard that I'm setting all females out from here on forward.
Yeah, you know what? I hesitate to say. I don't hesitate to say Joan fucking Jett. That's who. That would be a prime example. Not just her, but that would be a prime example of Joan Jett there. I think I don't want to say, but well, never mind. I won't get into personal things about other. But Pleasant knows her anyway. But I'm jealous of that because I don't know her.
Oh, well. So
I don't know Joan. Pleasant does, and I'm jealous because I should have known Joan when I was 12.
There's still time.
No, well, now I know Pleasant, so I don't care.
And then the last question. So this is whether it's at a movie studio, whether it's at a concert, whether just out and about, when you lived in Hollywood. Did you ever have, what was your biggest fanboy moment where you saw maybe another celebrity and you just kind of freaked out a little bit? Maybe you couldn't speak. You kind of, clamped up a little bit.
Well, I can't really say that about a celebrity because, with the exception of that, being a little bit shocked there by Joey Ramone, I've never really been, I don't really get, I don't get that way, starstruck or whatever, generally speaking. But I do remember one time this was for Empire Records. I was flying to San Francisco to do the mix with Daniel Lanois. We had done the whatever, but they were doing it. I don't know why we had to do the master. Something we were doing in San Francisco anyway. And I landed, and he was working on a record with Emmylou Harris. And oh my God, I'm gonna admit how stupid I am here.
That's pretty.
No, I'll admit it anyway. And so I heard we were going out to dinner with Emmylou Harris, and I didn't really know anything about her at the time. I knew she was like an old country star, and I kind of had this image in my head of this old country woman. And we went to dinner, and I sat across from her, and she was stunning, beautiful, like just so gorgeous that it wasn't her fame that stunned me.
Right.
I wasn't even like a fan. It was that I had this image of just sort of some, I don't know, some old like, classic country woman. I don't know, I just didn't have much interest at all. But I was just stunned by her beauty the entire time, and I literally couldn't talk. I told this story to you.
Yes.
Yeah. I just so.
And then I beat you up.
You beat me up.
No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so it wasn't really the fame. It was just her sheer beauty in comparison to what I was expecting. That I sat down and was like introduced and just whoa, wow. And then everyone just kept on talking like normal, and I was just like,
But what if you saw Dog the Bounty Hunter here? Dog the Bounty Hunter was the only person I ever got starstruck by. I wound up in an elevator with him, and I was like, I couldn't breathe just because he really was wearing like those MC Hammer pants up close, and he was really being all Dog the Bounty Hunter-ish. And like, I grew up in Hollywood, so I don't care about celebrities either. But Dog the Bounty Hunter, I was just like, woo.
That's great. I was able to meet Dog, I think 2 years ago at a convention here in Orlando. So definitely he has that aura for sure.
I'm so jealous.
so what is that all the questions?
Yes, that was all the questions for the frequently asked questions.
Okay, I hope we did good. When
I
do we get the results?
Now, man,
See if we passed.
No, you passed with flying colors. Those are some great answers. Some great answers, especially answers that I've never heard before or explained to me the way that you did. So that was fantastic. And yeah, so we'll do one last. Actually, I do have one more question that I have written down here that I want to ask about. You mentioned the condos and people hanging out. There's stories about Tobey Maguire before he was Tobey Maguire, obviously, being possibly cast in the movie, and then being at the condos, and then one day just leaving. Did you ever get to meet young Tobey Maguire or hang a party with him?
What's that?
Did you ever get to hang out or party with a young Tobey Maguire when he was on the set of Empire Records before he?
No, I did not. I don't think he made it, if I recall correctly. I don't know. Are you hinting at a story or something there?
No.
Okay, because there is one. I just don't know if I can tell it.
Oh, all I heard was that he may have partied a little bit too hard and decided that that wasn't the scene for him, and that he was going to.
Yeah, well, maybe the cops decided that wasn't the scene for him. I don't know, but anyway.
Who is it about?
Well, we'll leave it at that.
I don't want to say anything though. I'll get. I don't want to get. No, I think it had to do with and don't quote me on this. That's something that's definitely true.
Right.
If I recall correctly, somebody was coming through with all our weed, and I always thought that it might have been someone with him, or something related, and that he wasn't Tobey Maguire then, so that sort of made it not possible. But I don't want to say that because I'm old, and that could just be a fucked up story that's not true in my head. But there was something weird like that. So maybe it's halfway in between what you said and mine, or maybe it's not. Maybe that's all just third party stuff because I wasn't there.
Right.
I just remember sort of some stories of why that.
All right, so let's give it a plug. So our fifth annual, your fifth annual Rex Manning Day party, and
once again, the 5th annual Rex Manning Day celebration is right here at the Paniolo Bar at the Eccles Hotel in Waikiki. We do it every year. This year it's going to be on a Saturday, so that'll be extra fun. And this year we're doing the Hawaiian version of Say No More, Mon Amor, which should be pretty fun. And we'll play the movie over this pool here, and then we'll have a little party, we'll do some singing, whatever. There'll be some dancing girls from Cherry Blossom Cabaret. I went and saw them this week. They were great.
He won a tassel twirling.
Yeah, I won a tassel twirling contest. No, I didn't win. I let the girl win.
Oh, you let the girl win.
I came in second in a
Came in second place. All right. Well, that's second place isn't too bad.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I had to win. But yeah, anyways, these girls are coming out. They're gonna be dancing. There's gonna be a DJ, and we're gonna do this Hawaiian version of "Say No More, Mon Amor." I'll bring my lovin' right to your front door, something like that. So thanks a lot, Milo. I'm glad we
try to
finally
get
did
there
it.
next year, man.
And, I don't know. Can we sign off?
Yeah. So before we go, where can folks find you on the social medias?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to listen to my yammering online or whatever, yeah, you can go to Coyote Shivers on Instagram or that sort of thing. I apologize in advance. I say a lot of offensive things, but you know, I love everyone. So, hi to Pleasant Gehman, the legendary Pleasant Gehman. She's got a new book out with a whole chapter about me, by the way. A lot of chapters all about me. She's a legend in her own time, in her own mind too, but actually for real, she is. And I don't know what else am I plugging. Oh, you know what else I'm plugging? I'm plugging this for this week only. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna put it online tomorrow. But for this week only, Rex Manning Day week, I'm on Cameo, and I will do a personalized version of Sugarhigh or Say No More, Mon Amor, for Cameo clients or whatever that is. I think I'm on there for like $99 or something. So basically, for $99, you know, impress your girlfriend by having a personalized little serenade to her. I warn you up front. She might
not be your girlfriend after she gets this private cameo.
Or she might really be your girlfriend. She'd be very thankful. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's on Cameo. I'm there as Coyote Shivers as well. And that's for 1 week. The Rex Manning Day week only is these Sugarhigh or Say No More, Mon Amor. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm plugging.
It's been a pleasure. A lot of fun. So I'm glad we finally made this happen. Good luck this weekend. Annual Rex Manning Day celebration. Thank you, and we will see you. Hopefully, I'll see you next year.
All right. Thanks a lot, Milo. All right.